that's the same kind of shit he was doing about Ariana back in the day. So what we see with this guy is just patterns. It's all patterns. And if you put the patterns together, you see this is not a man that's going through some shit. This is not a man that hit a midlife crisis. This is a man that's calculated, narcissistic, selfish, self-indulgent, and all he wants to do is come out of this looking okay. He could give a fuck about Ariana.
Yep.
He could give a fuck about Raquel. He could give a fuck about anybody else in his life. His only sole concern is how do I get out of this looking okay? And that is proof in his Instagram stories where he's going on some bullshit healing journey right now. He's taking videos climbing mountains like anybody looking at his page gives a fuck. He's making bracelets for paparazzi because it's only friends right now. This guy needs to sail off into the sunset, sink his fucking boat, and never come back.
All right. That's a
I haven't had a good rant in a
drastic
while.
change from me wanting Schwartz to get punched in the face last week. Now you're wishing him to sink a boat.
I don't know. I didn't say die. I said sink the boat and disappear. What happens to him after the boat's gone is up to him.
Bermuda Triangle, maybe.
Yeah. Get lost in the Bermuda Triangle, you douche nozzle.
I don't know how many more times that we can say it, but this dude is like the epitome of a piece of shit.
This is a good way to do this. Let's just break it down instead of going scene by scene. Let's talk about the shit that was said that is just looking back now through the lens of we know what's happening. Like, holy shit, this scene really sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one I want to talk about, obviously we've talked about the sleepover thing. That gets squashed pretty quick because Ariana's so trusting. But when they're glamping together, Raquel makes it a point almost to be like buddy-buddy with Ariana, which is just bizarre behavior to me. I don't understand why you feel the need to like get closer to the person that you're fucking over. But the first one I want to discuss is Sheena and Ariana are talking during the glamping. And Ariana defends Raquel. And she says she's one of the sweetest, kindest, most loyal friends I have.
Yikes.
It's so upsetting to watch because she's just a trusting person with her friends. You would never expect sweet, doughy-eyed Raquel to be this conniving, evil person.
I honestly really thought that the worst comment that we were going to get, which is still up there, was Sheena last week saying that she would trust Raquel and Brock in bed together.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I thought that one was going to be the worst, but
No.
this whole episode was just trying to top that, essentially. It was uncomfortable.
When I get confused is the next thing I want to discuss is Schwartz is like, oh, well, she's got to type Brock, Tom, like men that are taken. It's like, doesn't Schwartz know? Is he just so uncomfortable with this knowledge that he needs to like say something?
I think he said, now, if you want to take him for his word, which would be stupid, I think he also said that he didn't know until like December.
Yeah.
So it's a couple months later, but like
still,
they're just ignoring the signs, either because they don't want to believe it or because they're just like petrified to address it because of what's been going on, and they know what happens with Sandoval. Like, even the idea that he was with Raquel, like, that is such like a true thing. He's at the Abbey with Raquel at 1 a.m. and somebody just goes, yeah, we just thought it was kind of weird. You can do that if you're completely innocent. Just do it in a calm manner and be like, no, there was a bunch of us there. Like,
there's a lot of us there, and like, you know what? Like, yeah, the optics kind of suck. Like, good luck.
just be
maybe in the
honest
future,
about
like
that.
yeah.
But the fact that you blow up and freak out and stand up,
Sketchy.
and you're so like theatrical about it. The fact that everybody in the room doesn't go, what the fuck was that?
This is weird. But what really gets me and was the most upsetting part of this episode is watching Raquel's confessionals after she says things like, this is my people, my friend group, my like pretty much my chosen family, and I'm so grateful to have you guys in my life, and like I've found myself and I'm going through all these things, but I'm so happy that I have this crew. You're saying that in a confessional after the fact while you're actively banging Ariana's dude. Like, that's crazy, unacceptable, unforgivable behavior that you can sit there and in hindsight, she is in hindsight saying still, like, these are my peeps. It's like, but you just banged Tom probably that week before you went glamping with Ariana.
Most likely, yeah.
She starts talking about the pageant shit, and this makes it even worse. It's almost like she wanted to implode because she's talking about how she's not in the pageant life anymore, and like her reputation doesn't matter anymore. And it's like, clearly you really ran with that one.
Yeah.
Like, you took the no one's like looking at me through a microscope, so I'm going off the rails in every aspect of my life. And here's the thing that we tried to not do for an extended period of time. What we don't want to do is sit here and crucify a woman for doing a lot of sketchy things that a lot of the dudes have done on the show as well. We're not overlooking that. We're not trying to pinpoint anything here. We're just simply saying if you look at this from a lens of she is defending this behavior, she is going rah rah bullshit for her friends and how much she's grateful for Ariana. Meanwhile, she's having sex with Tom. So, like, there's no other way to cut it. She sucks.
Yeah. No, I mean, there really is no other way to say it. Like you said, like it was one of the most difficult episodes to watch because of all of this, because what we know, because of the hindsight, and it's just really tough when somebody who's the victim in all of this and Ariana is sitting there saying she trusts her implicitly and she's part of my family. And I just like she even defends to the point where she's opening a business with Katie.
Yeah.
And Raquel and I guess it was just Sheena and Ariana talking about Katie. Now, obviously, we know how Sheena feels about Katie. And Ariana agrees with Sheena.
I
She's
know.
like, you know what? I know how Katie can be. And maybe she did just say that and she just kind of left it there. And that's not the truth. We don't have an open relationship. But I can see Katie saying that. And you know what? She really hates Raquel. So I understand why she's trying to push this. It's so fucking tough to watch.
It's
And you feel
so hard to
so bad for
watch,
Ariana
man.
because she has had one of the most, even without the Sandoval shit, she's had a really tough year.
She's had a fucking horrible
Her
year. Her
best
grandmother
friend
died, her
and
dog
dog
died.
passed away. Her grandmom dies. She loves her grandmom. And then you throw this on top of
She
everything.
says in a confessional, I'm really struggling. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yep.